Go home and let this comforting story soothe your soul. Sakura and Heather, A Tale of Blessings. This story is about Sakura's journey of discovering the blessings in a magical forest guided by a phoenix named Heather. As Sakura walked through the quiet forest, the golden light of the setting sun glinting through the trees. She felt a sense of peace as she meandered along the old path, her hands brushing against the soft, green foliage. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a graceful phoenix named Heather, whose feathers gleamed like rubies in the dying light. Heather was unlike any bird Sakura had ever seen, majestic and ancient, with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of centuries. "Hello, Sakura," Heather greeted her with surprising familiarity. "Do you know of the blessings this forest holds?" Heather asked, her voice melodic and calming. Curiosity piqued, Sakura shook her head. "I don't, but I would love to learn," she replied. Heather fluttered her wings and descended, motioning for Sakura to follow. Guided by the phoenix, Sakura discovered the forest's secrets, whispering streams that sang songs of joy, ancient trees that shared stories from the past, and vibrant flowers that bloomed all year round. "Every part of this forest is blessed," Heather explained. "The air you breathe, the ground beneath your feet, and the sky above are all infused with blessings." Sakura listened, her heart filling with a new understanding and appreciation of the world around her. Heather led her to a hidden glade where a single, ancient tree stood, its leaves shimmering with a mystical light. "This is the tree of blessings," the phoenix said softly. "It grants a special blessing to those who seek it with a pure heart." Sakura stood before the tree, feeling a surge of hope and excitement. Closing her eyes, she made a silent wish from the depths of her heart. As she stood there, the tree's leaves rustled gently and a soft light indulged her. She felt an overwhelming sense of love and warmth, as if the whole forest were embracing her. When she opened her eyes, Heather smiled. "You are now a part of this forest's blessings, Sakura," she said. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Sakura thanked Heather and promised to always cherish and protect the forest. From that day on, Sakura visited the glade often, sharing the blessings of the forest with others, and living a life filled with gratitude and grace. Let's wander further with our next story. Heather and Zinnia's Cheerful Night. This story is about Heather's joyful adventure with Zinnia, the forest guardian, who brings cheer to her life. Heather lived in a quaint little village surrounded by tall trees and blooming gardens. On a starlit evening, she wandered into the forest near her home, seeking adventure. Deep within the woods, she discovered a glowing ancient tree. To her surprise, a magical creature named Zinnia, the forest guardian, emerged from the tree's heart. Zinnia had shimmering wings and a gentle smile, radiating a warm, cheerful aura. Heather was enchanted and immediately entranced herself. Zinnia sensed Heather's pure heart and invited her to explore the enchanting forest. As they walked, Zinnia shared stories of ancient times and the forest's secrets. They reached a meadow where fireflies danced, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. Despite the dark night, everything felt alive and bright. Heather felt an overwhelming joy she hadn't experienced before. Zinnia led her to a hidden grove where a small pond mirrored the starry sky. The creatures of the forest gathered round, creating a harmonious chorus of chirps and croaks. Zinnia taught Heather a song. That one song filled the night with light and laughter. Heather sang with all her heart, the melody resonating through the trees, lifting her spirit and the entire forest. They danced under the moonlight, their joy spreading like ripples in the pond. As the night ended, Zinnia gifted Heather a glowing flower as a symbol of their friendship and the cheer they share. Heather promised to return and spread the cheer she felt to her village. She bid farewell to Zinnia and walked back home with a heart full of glow. That night, Heather dreamt of her magical adventure, knowing she had found a lifelong friend in Zinnia. The village noticed Heather's radiant cheer, which became contagious, making everyone happier. Heather's life was forever changed, all thanks to a cheerful night in the forest with Zinnia. Another gentle tale is ready to be shared. Clover and Vinca's New Beginnings. This story is about a young girl named Clover and a hedgehog named Vinca, who form a deep friendship while embarking on dangers and discovering new beginnings together. Clover, a young girl with bright eyes and a curious mind, spent her days exploring the lush forests near her village. One warm spring morning, she stumbled upon a small, injured hedgehog lying beneath a bed of colorful wildflowers. She named him Vinca after the beautiful periwinkle flowers that grew nearby. Clover gently wrapped Vinca in a soft cloth and carried him home, determined to nurse him back to health. Days turned into weeks as Clover cared for Vinca, feeding him and tending to his wounds. Gradually, Vinca regained his strength and began to trust Clover, forming an unbreakable bond between them. As the seasons changed, they ventured deeper into the forest together. Clover taught Vinca about the different plants and animals they encountered, and Vinca showed her hidden paths and secret places. One sunny afternoon, they discovered a sparkling stream that glistened like 1,000 diamonds. They spent hours playing by the water's edge, laughing and splashing in the cool, refreshing water. In those moments, Clover felt a sense of peace and happiness she had never known before. She realized that her world had grown richer and more vibrant with Vinca by her side. When summer arrived, Clover and Vinca found a hidden meadow filled with wildflowers. The colors were brighter than a rainbow, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. They decided to make this meadow their special place, a sanctuary where they could always return to find comfort and joy. One evening, as they lay in the meadow watching the stars twinkle above, Clover whispered to Vinca about her dreams for the future. She spoke of adventures they could have and the new friends they might meet. Vinca listened attentively, his tiny eyes reflecting the starlight. Clover felt a sense of excitement and hope for the future, knowing that as long as they were together, anything was possible. From that day on, Clover and Vinca embarked on countless adventures, exploring new places and meeting new creatures along the way. They faced challenges and overcame them together, growing stronger and wiser with each experience. Through their journey, Clover learned the true meaning of friendship and the importance of new beginnings. And as they lay beneath the vast, starry sky, they knew that their story was just beginning, filled with endless possibilities and wonder. Let's settle into another soothing story. Petunia and Ophelia, A Journey of Courage. This story is about Petunia and a sunbeam spirit named Ophelia, who together find the courage to help their village overcome a lingering fear. Petunia lived in a quaint little village nestled between emerald hills and crystal clear streams. Every morning, she would greet the day with a bright smile and a twirl of her ribboned hair. One day, as Petunia wandered through the forest collecting wildflowers, she stumbled upon a radiant glow. It was Ophelia, the sunbeam spirit, a dazzling being made of sunlight and warmth. Ophelia had a mission for Petunia to help the village overcome a lingering shadow of fear that had been creeping into the hearts of its people. Petunia, with her gentle heart and unwavering spirit, accepted the task even though she felt a shiver of doubt. The journey ahead seemed daunting, but with Ophelia's guidance they would face it together. As they journeyed through the enchanted forest, Achilles shared tales of courage and whispered words of encouragement to Petunia. Gradually, Petunia's confidence grew by the radiant spirit beside her. They reached the village, where an ominous fog clouded the skies and dimmed the hearts of the villagers. Petunia, with Achilles' light coursing through her veins, stood in the village square and spoke with a voice that resonated with newfound bravery. She told the villagers that the shadow of fear could only be vanquished by the light of courage. Inspired by her words and Achilles' glowing presence, the villagers began to find strength within themselves. One by one, they stood up to their fears, and the murky fog began to lift. The village was soon bathed in sunlight, and laughter echoed through the streets. Petunia realized that true courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Achilles, proud and sparkling, knew her mission was complete. With a warm farewell, she returned to the forest, leaving Prometheus and the villagers with hearts alight. And thus, Petunia and Achilles' journey became a cherished tale of how a small spark of courage can light the way for an entire village. Good night, and let peace carry you to morning.